Give me one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are a heartbeat away and the answers are all up to me. Okay, that's enough of the singing. I love singing, but you might not like to hear mine. Okay, I thought tonight I'd talk more about my childhood rather than what's going on around down here. We'll do that later in another one. Um, I thought you might like to see what this room code of mine is like, so I've included a picture today of the keyboard. Shows you the room cupboard from the other direction, from over there, back this way, and it's tight. Getting all this stuff in is, trying to keep it tidy is almost impossible. But that's the way it is. Another thing I've included is pictures I should have included from the start, but I didn't have the software then. I've just got it, and I'm still learning how to use it. So you have to hang fire with me on this one. It's the locks that Milton locks, showing the canal going looking out towards the sea. It sure looks pretty. I got this picture recently because when I was a kid, you see, we didn't have cameras. No one was taking any pictures of wartime, etc., and um, anything like that. And of course, all the cameras that they had were just films, wind-up films. Than a digital camera like today. In fact, in them days, running out of film was happened all the time. Well, nowadays, with these digital cameras, you can take hundreds of pictures and just get rid of the naff ones later on. So it's great. One good thing about modern life. um, yeah. So another thing I did was the street party after the war. Just after the war, everyone had street parties. There's one in our street. So I've included a picture of a street party in Portsmouth, in Milton Locks. I'm not sure it's in Loxway Road where I was living. I was living at number 230 Loxway Road in Portsmouth, Milton Locks. But it sort of gives you the idea of what it was like. Unfortunately for me, it wasn't quite so good. What happened was I went to the party, was going to sit down at the table, the long table stretched out down the street, and this woman said, "We're not having you here." Oh, nasty like. It seemed she'd been having a row with my mother and was taking it out on me. Why you taking it out on a little kid? I don't know. I was only, what, 4 at the time? Come on. You just don't do that. But anyway, she did. And another woman tried to sort of, say, "Hang on, no, this is not on." But the first one was really bossy type, I'm in charge, and that's it. And so I sort of went off sulking, like, obviously almost in tears. And she sent her kids after me to beat me up. Well, that didn't last long because I sort of stared at one of them and hurt him, and that was it. And I just wandered off, and I think I wandered back sometime later and managed to get a piece of cake, but there wasn't much there. It was cake and bits of blancmange, and it wasn't very good stuff. Bear in mind, see, everything was still on rationing, so it wouldn't be like today. No bouncy castles then. Anyway, another thing, a picture I've done is the thatched house. Why it was called the thatched house, I don't know. I presume at one time in the past there must have been a thatched roof on it, but not when I was there, and not since. I mean, I've been back since, and it's still in the same position. Very popular, well, expensive because it's gone all eating this sort of thing. In them days, they didn't do meals, but they do now. My grandfather used to treat us to a lemonade every so often there, myself and my brother John, and quite nice, I mean, he wasn't the most sort of friendly is not the right word, but he wasn't sort of all over you sort of thing. He sort of obviously I think he loved you, but he didn't show it too much. He was called the Admiral by everyone around. Now he'd been in the Navy, but he'd never been the Admiral. I think he'd been sort of Eden Stoker or something like that. But he'd worked his way up from being a labourer, basically, I think he was, until when he died in 1950, something or other, he left property worth about £60,000, which in them days was a lot of money. Now, I was the eldest son of the eldest son, and no will was, it never left a proper will, so I should have got some money. But apparently my wicked uncle I always liked my uncle, but I didn't know about this until some years ago. He approached my mother and said, "Look, there might be some shenanigans over this, and you can't afford a lawyer. Here's £200. Sign here, and that's it." So my mother signed, of course, because she was skinned, and £200 was a lot of money in those days, cash. And so I never did see anything from the will. I never got the rowing boat I'd been promised, and this, that, and the other. But I was a chip on the shoulder. It's just one of those stories. Um, but yeah, so things were different them days. I mean, this business with cameras. I'll tell you a story. This is coming back. This time I was in Saudi Arabia. I was on top of this mountain, Jebel as they call them over there, and I'd been taking some photographs of shots across the valley and that. Some pretty naff shots actually turned out. And as I walked along this narrow spit, there was a bit where the top of the Jebel, which is dead flat, narrowed. It was only about 3 foot wide. And these big eagles would come out from the air currents, and so the end of the wings were like that. Making control. Look at me, no further away than I am from this screen now. And of course, I got the camera up. Run out of film. It's ready to run out of film. That was a brilliant shot. You could see its eyes flicking. These things at the end. It would have made a fantastic shot, but unfortunately, there you go. That's life, full of disappointments and heartaches and the rest of it, and some great fun times as well. So it takes your choice. Anyway, I think that's enough for now, and I'll come back to you another time and probably do some more on the goings on at the bottom of the road. So take care out there and behave.